In today's video, I will show you a strategy that was tested with 99.9% tick data in MT4 with variable spread. Now, at the beginning, I have to tell you that trading is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It is not a scam, and it is not some gambling machine that you throw your money in and money will come out or not. Basically, of course, you can gamble with trading, but then don't call yourself a trader. If you want to be a trader, treat trading like a business and do it in such a way that you are proud of yourself, that you put in the work, you learned all the details and indicators and technical analysis and fundamental analysis, and when you did that, after that you can start to build your own strategy, and you can try out my strategies and add elements to it, and you can actually build the discipline and patience that is required to be a good trader. Now let's start the video. I will tell you a CCI strategy. Now you might ask yourself, just CCI, no S indicator in this strategy? Yes, this is a CCI strategy, and I know that some of my strategies, you may find them weird and strange, but it is completely normal because you think that if you want to be a successful trader, you have to be in the crowd and you have to use the same strategies and methods like everybody else. It is not the truth. If you want to be a successful trader, you have to find strategies that are so weird that no hedge fund or big bank thinks that you will trade with it. And actually, it is a great tip. And now let's start. So for this strategy, what you will need is a CCI indicator. Now, you have to adjust the CCI to 14 period, as I did, and you have to use not else but the close source. When you have that, you can start to look for an entry of a buy trade or a sell trade. At first, I will show you the buy trade entry. Let's see. The buy trade entry is really simple. I will show everything on the screen. The buy trade entry is based on one condition and one indicator, which is the CCI. So the 14 period CCI based on close source has to cross above plus 100 when you enter the markets. I know it seems really simple because it is this simple. And I know that you think that, oh man, but this is here, this is here, this is everywhere. How can I distinguish what trade I should do actually? And my friend, I have a great exit strategy for that and how you can filter out the noise. So wait for the exit strategy to get the answer to your question. I know that you have this question because many of you wrote to me about this. Now let's see what the market did after we entered the markets. So we entered the markets exactly here where I put the red circle, and now let's see what the market did. It was a buy trade, of course. Yeah, so the market went exactly the direction that we want to go. And now I want to tell you the exit strategy because I think you can spot it. So the exit strategy is really simple. Basically, when our CCI and the exit strategy is based on the 14 period close source CCI as well, and when the CCI crosses below minus 80, then our first condition to exit the trade will be fulfilled. And now let's just take a look at how. Yeah, so that was our exit. And as you can see here, there it wasn't the case, but here, right there, we could actually exit the trade. And you might ask why we close the trade when the uptrend starts to arise. And this is because you can't filter out all the noise in the markets. And it is not true that you can close your trades at the perfect spot, because if it would be true, everybody would be a millionaire from Forex trading. And I don't know if you noticed, but almost nobody makes money in the Forex markets. And so this is why you might think this strategy is quite strange, but actually it makes sense, and I will explain how you can filter out the noise now. So here we closed the strategy because the CCI crossed below -80, and I have to add a filter, and the filter is really simple but really powerful, because I tested it on more than 1000 strategies, indicators and EAs combined, and it is truly a filter that got into all my professional EAs, and I recommend it to all my clients who wants me to code a custom EA for them. And so basically the filter is that you have to wait a certain amount of minutes after the entry of the trade. What does it mean? It means that, for example, here we enter the trade, and we enter the trade at a really good place, but if, let's say here, let's say a really or here in a really close distance, we would have had the perfect exit crossover like here. And the problem would be with that exit strategy is that there would be too much noise and too much trade, and too much trade equals loss. And it is based on real probability theory statistics, and it is true. So you have to filter out the noise, and if you are, for example, trade all the time in a ranging market, more than likely you will lose all your money. And this is why we need such filters like this. So in this case, we have to wait 1600 minutes after the entry, and only after that you can go and look for the dynamic exit strategy, so the crossover. So anything before that minutes have passed doesn't matter, and only after that, and after that, only after that, you can start to look for the exit to close the trade, and it will help you a lot along the way. And if you are a coder, try this parameter out and you will see what I am talking about. And if you are a manual trader, you will see too that you will have more profitable outcome at the end. You have to use a safety stop loss of 140 pips approximately to this strategy, and it is just to make sure that if a crisis or crash happens, you won't blow your account. You will have one or two losing trades, but that is completely okay, because most of the time it is just one losing trade. And I tested this strategy on real data for more than 200 trades, and basically we have a really good risk to reward ratio even with this safety stop loss, and it hasn't been triggered too much. Now I will show you the sell, entry and exit strategy. So you have to know that all the trades that I am showing you here, I taken them from the test that I did with the highest quality data possible. So these are not just trades that I just drew up to the chart. Now let's see what is the entry strategy of the sell trades. It is really simple. You will need a CCI that is the same, and it is 14 period and a close source. So it is easy. You don't have to think about it twice. You have to think about twice how you can create the discipline and patience that is required to trading. And now let's see. So the strategy is that when the 14 period CCI crosses below 100, below minus 100, sorry, then you can enter a sell trade. Now the same question goes here as well, that how how it is possible, because there are so many noise and so many crossovers on the 100 minus 100. And it is the same, that the parameters that I established, that are the X minutes parameter that I told you, and the safety stop loss and the dynamic exit, they will make sure, and it is based on the real test, that you won't get into too much noise. Because first of all, when you would have this much noise, you can't even open a new trade or close the existing trade, because the 1600 minutes hasn't passed yet, so it is solved. And there are these simple ideas that are obvious, but almost no one thinks about them and no one implements them. And it is what traders mean about successful traders, that the more simple the better it is, but you have to have some trick, or you know, that you actually implement, that not much people just have the patience and discipline to do that. Let's see. So here it was the start of the trade, what I picked up from the algorithm, and it went really good. It is a short-term trade, it's pretty short-term trade actually, but it is really nice in my opinion, because as you see here, it crossed below minus 100, and the exit strategy that I will tell you now is that the 14 period CCI has to cross above 0, and here it crossed above 0, so we could close the trade. And of course the 1600 minutes has passed, and so we could actually close the trade. And this is why it is a great strategy, because it has very simple rules, but yet it truly works. I would recommend to use this strategy on the 4-hour time frame, and you can try out different parameters, of course, and different kind of periods, and different X minutes parameter. In my own trading with my professional robot, I use somewhere 10,000 and 20,000 minutes after entry, because I am kind of a long-term trader, and that and this algorithm that I tested my strategy with showed that in the past 20 years on highest quality tick data, it performed the best if I use that parameter, so I use that, and I am really happy with it. So I just want to tell you that you can try out every kind of parameter for that too. The strategies that I tell you are not holy grail strategies, these are ideas that I test, and that is the key, because most YouTube traders don't really test with high quality tick data with variable spread. They test the strategies without spread, commission, slippage, and just with an Excel sheet. Now I show you the real test results. Now I have to tell you that you can try this strategy out on multiple currency pairs, and you can optimize the parameters and try different parameters out on different liquidity pairs. It is really exciting, and as you see, I use tick data, real tick data, so it is checked. I use spread and variable spread and slippage also, and I test the strategy for approximately 2 years. Now I will show you the real trades, the statistics, and the graph. So first, let's show you. I will show you the graph. As you see, here is the data quality, and here is the graph. So it was a big. It had a really good moment at the beginning, and then it was just actually. I am a conservative trader, and I don't really like big spikes, even if it's to the upside. With this strategy, you can't really have a big spike to the downside, because the safety stop loss will stop the strategy, stop the trade out earlier, but still it is uncomfortable for me, and I really like the steady growth, that great non-exponential growth. Of course, I know many traders like an exponential growth, and you can use equity-based lot size with this strategy as well and stuff, but I really like the consistency, and that I can trust how it will perform, and I will know the numbers. It is just me. I know many, every trader has kind of different taste. The statistics are speak for themselves, in my opinion. The mismatched chart errors are 0. I tell you all these things because I see that many traders and YouTubers don't really care about the quality of the backtest. They backtest the strategy, but not in a quality way, and I don't like that. So my biggest thing is the average profit trade and the average loss trade, and in my opinion, that combined with the largest the largest profit and largest loss trade gives a really good understanding about this certain strategy. And as you can see it here, the average profit trade is much larger, or more than double than the average loss trade. So we have a greater than 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. That is great. That's what we are looking for. The largest profit trade is insanely this is just so much bigger than the average loss trade, and I am really happy about that. And we have a good profit. If you take a look at it, it is well over 200%. That is awesome. And so one more thing, and that is the drawdown that you can see here. And the relative drawdown and the maximal drawdown was, in my opinion, very low, because it is approximately a 11%. That is not high at all. So I recommend for you to try this strategy out with different parameters, just play around with it. But if you establish your own rules, you have to follow it, and if you follow it, you have the ability to actually be profitable, and don't fall into the misconception that trading is gambling and you just put in the money and it will give you more money back. You have to put in the work as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe and share it with your friends and stuff, and it will allow me to make more videos, because I want to make videos for people who are actually interested in the topic. Yeah, ciao.